I'm Lisa.
And I'm Ray.
And you're listening to
This Midlife Hustle.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about life curveballs and what's been going on.
Yeah, let's give a little catch up. It's been 2 weeks since we recorded this time. First, I guess a little some life updates first, right?
Yeah.
I started new medication and got sick from the medication, I'm pretty sure. And so I stopped that and felt a little better for like one day. And then the next weekend, I got a cold or something. I think both of us were feeling horrible, right?
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah. So 2 weeks in a row, we didn't record and felt horrible about it.
Yeah.
But feeling better now. So that's good.
Yeah.
It's a life aspect of it. Did you have anything going on in that period?
Exhaustion from getting the salon ready, cleaning it. And then, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So there's been a lot going on just life-wise. Let's see. You're going to give an update on what's been going on with the salon. I'm going to give a little update on what's been going on, the little bit that's been going on in the candle business. I've been trying to get ramped up. Let's start. You want to start with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think there's a couple things I've been realizing as I've been doing some research. First, we started this journey thinking about Amazon FBA and FBM and things like that.
Yeah.
I haven't dismissed that yet. But the more I look into a lot of these independent handmade makers, I mean, a lot of them are really upset with things going on in the Amazon ecosystem. Some of them are upset with what's going on in the Etsy ecosystem. Many of them have their own Shopify sites, but until you're operating at a certain volume and kind of known in a community, like hosting a Shopify site doesn't help. Like you can build it, but they won't come, right?
Yeah.
You're just going to be spending money on a shop that nobody knows about.
Right.
So until you have a certain presence and awareness, there's market awareness of your brand and people want to come to that site to buy things, to me, that doesn't really make any sense. Etsy has traditionally been good to me, but I see what's going on lately. I've talked about that in some other episodes. And man, when I started hitting YouTube for modern content on what's going on Etsy, oh my God, like there's stuff blowing up right now over this print on demand stuff, flooding the market, Chinese folks flooding the market. It sounds like Etsy is trying to do something about it, but it also sounds like they're so inundated with new accounts and support requests and stuff like that. It was like a crazy number of subscriptions. I think it was like 2 million subscriptions or 2 million more accounts just in the past year or something like that. I mean, that's crazy. Like I feel for them as a company too. They don't have the huge workforce, right? And so they've been relying on some AI, strategies, and that's been, good and bad. They're trying, it sounds like, but I'm not sure they're really succeeding. So that's going to be interesting because I was thinking Etsy would be a core foundation of me helping establish a brand. I think that still is going to end up being the case. I'm not really sure about Amazon anymore. Amazon seems to keep just cranking up the fees. And I didn't study the report that carefully, but there was an Amazon report, like their shareholder report. Like they made a significant amount of money just in third-party revenue, like the people who host on their platform, because they're cranking up those fees. Yeah. So, man, it's just bothersome because, but you have to ask yourself, if you were trying to advertise to bring people to your product, what would that cost you? So I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I'm going to have to just keep my eye on it, experiment a little and make some decisions. So I do think I'm going to end up starting with Etsy though still and making the best of that. And then seeing how, when it makes sense and how it makes sense to go to Amazon. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I've been starting, we'll talk about the salon later, but I've been trying to get up and going with my workshop that I'm going to be using. So cleared out the garage, had some stuff done in the garage, insulated the ceiling and stuff like this. Bought some storage shelves and some benches and got my laser printer set up. Tried to get the 3D printer set up and it failed. The reason for that is I'm going to be printing my own candle making tools because I don't see a reason in paying for that when I want to be able to tweak it and to my preference. And I know how to do that. So I'm going to be, this is really my first time 3D printing for functional purposes though. This part of my 3D printing is not really for artistic purposes. It's for functional purposes for the candle making business. Right.
Right.
So I had to abandon that. Ended up giving a lot of that to Alexa so she can experiment with the artistic side of resin printing. And I ended up buying an FDM printer instead because I just need to be able to design something, print, tweak, and go. I can't be messing around with the resin printing for this functional stuff I need
Right.
all the time. I'm trying to be running a business.
Right.
May have to get back into resin printing if I get into more artistic side of things, but I'll bridge that when it comes to it. Right now, I want to focus on using the laser cutter and engraving as part of my unique artistic spin on some of this. So, because I have some cool ideas, I just haven't been able to do them yet because the laser printer's not fully set up. Let me clarify. The laser printer's set up, all calibrated and ready to go, but I don't want to pop a hole in the side of our garage. I don't want to have any complaints over smells and odors in our community. I don't think it would if I did that right, but I just don't want to. I don't want to pop a hole. We live in Florida. That's a huge, it's a 6-inch hole that this machine wants. While it would be good, there is other options available to me. They're called fume extractors. So I had to research that a little bit. There are some very expensive ones, but there's some affordable ones that will work good enough for what I need for now. And I'll have to install a fume extractor. Well, it's been 2 weeks of waiting for that. It's a Chinese manufacturer, but they're supposed to have warehouses stocked in the US. I think they do. They just had a shipping faux pas and they thought they sent it to me, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So I got the filters, but not the machine. And apparently the machine is coming next week. Also in that same time frame, messing around with the 3D resin printer cost me 2 weeks of basically not being able to get anything done, feeling like I'm stagnant and not getting anything done. But there's been a lot I've been doing for the salon as well. And so I've got the FDM printer coming next week also. So it's spent some time getting the workshop set up a little bit more. I think I'm happy with the way that layout's going. And I'll start messing around with that a little bit more today. So things are coming along, not at the pace I'd want to, but I have to keep reminding myself, there's some of this stuff that was like, maybe it was a godsend, maybe serendipity. It was meant to be the way it is, because while I've been frustrated that I can't spend some cycles on some of this stuff, I have really, well, aside from being sick and having a full-time day job, I've been trying to help you with salon stuff.
Yeah.
So I've had other things to keep me busy.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm like, in my mind, I set the clock when I said I was going to start this candle making business, and that clock is running and I don't have anything to show yet.
No.
And that bothers me. I have a lot of fluff, but no substance. And that really is starting to bother me.
Yeah.
So I need the substance.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get sensitive to the amount of money I've been spending on all this setup with nothing coming back yet.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to clamp that down, focus on the bare essentials of what I need to actually start producing and getting some money and getting a return. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I've been for the most part, focused on the workshop and getting things set up. And I'm right at that cusp that I think things are going to start to come together now. So hopefully I'll have better updates to share in future weeks. In the meantime, been focusing a lot on the physical space, helping you get the salon set up.
Yeah.
Which is just little things like, like ordering, like you ended up ordering new chairs for yourself.
Yes.
New wash bowls.
Not the
sorry.
chairs.
Yeah.
The chairs.
Wash chairs.
Wash chairs
Wash
for the
bowl
bowls.
chairs.
Yeah.
Faucet, new shower heads.
Yeah.
The Echo heads that you love to use. It's just such a different experience. So I'm thankful that you have a good owner that you are working with.
Yeah.
Well, she's an owner. She's leasing the space, but we do have a little bit of leeway where she allowed us to do some of these things. We painted one wall, painted the closet, took those doors down. We really improved the look of the space.
We really did.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone loves the way we did what we did in there. So
yeah, it really looks nice. And some of it was functional though. Those Echo heads are like,
it helps with the water from Florida. Yeah. Like the sulfury smell. It's just harsh.
The Echo heads have a mineral cartridge in them that helps. And we use the one that has the magnet in it as well. So that helps with hard water as well. And it has a magnet, has like a mineral filter that helps condition the water as well.
Yeah.
And the unique design of the plate helps save water while also having high water pressure. It's a unique feeling, actually.
I've never unique feeling. Yeah.
Never felt anything like it. It's
really
a
nice.
soft but firm. How do you explain that? It's a full. It feels like more water than it is, but it's not like It's not
a hard stream. Like it's not hitting your head and splashing all over.
Right.
It's like it has power, but it doesn't make a mess.
Right.
And it gets.
It's hard to explain, but that's the thing. It's a unique thing that you got used to in Tough Love Salon, and you wanted to make sure that you had that here, so I ordered those for you and installed them.
Yeah.
We got you new chairs because her chairs really weren't looking great, and we didn't want to put that on her.
And they weren't comfortable.
Yeah.
You can feel the metal on the bottom, like the cushion was just worn out.
And it wouldn't be reasonable to ask her to do that. And, And it's something that if you had to leave early or something, you could take with you, or we can sell.
Yeah. So 2 new cutting chairs, 2 new shampoo bowl chairs.
And man, did we get a good deal on those? Like,
I know.
Again, serendipity.
I know.
Perfect, like right place, right time.
I know.
There were some closeout deals on Minerva. Normally we wouldn't go to a brand like Minerva, but Minerva has done a really good job of hitting like a high quality product for the money. They've really nailed that really well.
Yeah, I mean, my clients do walk in and they're like, "Oh my God, white." But I mean, it's just an amazing look. They're so comfortable. I've even sat in it for, when I don't have clients, I'll sit in there just to see what my clients feel when they're in the chair.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very, 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 very comfortable.
How's the hydraulics? I was a little worried about that.
Okay, good thing you mentioned that. We have to put oil somehow in there because when I turn the chair with the client in it, it's making this very weird, uncomfortable sound.
Grinding or squeaking?
Squeaking.
Okay. Yeah, I left the other bottle. I might have it. Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Yeah. But other than that, I have to get used to pumping because we had the hydraulics.
We had electronics.
Yeah, electronic bases.
We could install electronic bases, but
let me bring in some more money first.
It's not just that, but like running the wire is always complicated. Like it would have to be a low profile wire covered with something, and that's a stumbling.
Yeah.
So
I got to get used to the pumping. Although I don't pump that much because I'm short, so those chairs are already tall. I actually have to use my stool for some services. But yeah, no, it came along.
Oh, and we also ordered some reception chairs that we got on closeout.
Yeah.
From Minerva.
Those
really
were
nice.
Those are really comfortable, really nice.
And I got super lucky to find a closeout deal. I don't know. This one wasn't a closeout. This was a mini fridge that is normally $600.
Yeah. Everyone talks about that fridge.
No, $700. I think it was like more like $700 usually. That we got on sale for like $400.
Yeah. Everyone talks about that fridge.
Yeah. And it looks a lot like the commercial one we had before that cost like $1,500.
Yeah.
It's got a nice little blue LED light in it.
Yeah,
just
I like
enough
it.
Space.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You stocked it with mini sodas
and water.
Yeah, and water. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a nice. You're simulating the experience that you're used to providing to these the clients that you had at Tough Love Salon. A similar market. You're trying to attract similar clients.
Yeah.
That appreciate that.
Yeah. There was the painting fiasco. Me and Alexa got done cleaning the entire space. And then you come in and which I did not think about when you came in to do the paintings that I chose to hang them up. And you're like, oh, we got to touch up this. We got to touch up that. And then sanding. Oh my God, there was dust. I feel forever to get off.
Yeah.
I'm still like, when I'm sweeping, I'm like, oh my God, how can there still be dust in there? So yeah.
Yeah. And I got you that special air filter because
the nails
smell, which you said wasn't that bad, but I like,
no.
The VOCs that the Dyson can reduce, any amount it reduces is better for your health and for your clients. So.
It kicks on pretty, not loud, but you hear it kick on when I'm doing toning, which is very odd.
It probably smells the VOCs. That's what's happening. Like ammonia is in
the
some of
minute I do toners, that thing is like kicking on.
Yeah, we're meandering a little bit, but it's okay. It's salon talk right now. How are you finding the like ammonia level and smells from the Schwarzkopf? You've been through like Davenus and Euphora and some other high-end brands.
It does not smell bad to me at all. It kind of goes almost hand in hand with Davenus.
Are they like marketed as low ammonia or no?
There's a color line. It's just okay. So it's just like Euphora, but it does not perform like Euphora. It's more of like, you know how Euphora
performs better than Euphora? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like in the Davenus quality. I have control over the warmth or the coolness, but it
so
has
you're feeling
low
like
ammonia.
Most of them are blue based also?
It is extremely blue based. Like when I do a color, say 7,1, I literally have to be careful because it is like a true blue base. I wish I had this from day one.
She says 7,1 like I know what that means.
I know. Yeah. So, but it's just the one is the ash, the cool, and it really like you got red. It's not there no longer.
And you've been able to tone with color using their line.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. As you saw the photos.
Oh yeah. I mean, your work is always amazing. I just don't know the technical skill behind it really.
Yeah. 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 So everything's coming along. You just have a few things to do. A photo, actually, 2 things: a photo to hang up.
I have to put the new feet on the
The new feet on the
footrests.
footrest. And I have one more request for you.
Oh boy.
I am just tall enough when I am shampooing somebody. I am just tall enough. The corner of the cabinet, the towel cabinet, I literally am. I'm either gonna have a ball spot.
You're
or,
hitting your head on the cabinet?
I mean, I don't even know.
Would never have thought that you'd ever hit your head on a cabinet.
I know.
Okay, so I'll install some of the
bumpers or something.
Corner protectors.
I need it because this last client, I bumped twice, and I was like, I'm probably bleeding right now. And it's always when I turn my head to see what shampoo or conditioner I want to use next. so this corner right here is gonna have some type of scarring if it doesn't get fixed.
Yeah. Okay.
But everything's going good. I don't know exactly how much money I know half of the money we spent. I don't know the other half that you spent, like on the chairs. I know that they were great deals, but on the chairs, the echo heads, the paint I knew, the supplies I knew, but I'm starting to make it back. So I'm making, it's trickling in. So I don't feel so guilty putting that much money in, which I'm going to say it was about no more than 5,000 to get up and running.
Can't get on the Minerva website right now because I don't have all my LastPass stuff on.
But I feel it's like it's about 5,000.
Well,
all said and done.
I think it's. Let's run through some of that. We'll ballpark it. Do you remember how much the chairs were?
They were about 200 on clearance. The closeout.
That was with everything, with the hydraulics. I thought they were less than that actually.
They were like one something, but with taxes and all that and
that's
shipping,
true.
It was like say 200
yeah.
each.
Okay.
That was for those. The shampoo chairs were like 69.
That's what I was going to say. I remember them being around
$100 with tax and all that.
And didn't you get the reception chairs at a ridiculous deal?
They were also like $62.
Yeah. So let's say it was like $150, $300 for those 4 chairs, and then 2 for so $1,000. I'm going to round it up to 12 because of shipping and taxes.
Mm-hmm.
$1,200 for all the chairs.
Yeah.
The echo heads themselves were a couple $100 because of. So let's round up to $1,500. No, because each one of
conversion.
them. Yeah, and the tubes and all that. 15. I'm going to say like $1,600. The
fridge.
Add the fridge, and you're at like 2,000. With
the
taxes.
Closet organization.
Yep. So now we're at like 20. Let's call it 2,300 after shipping and taxes between the fridge and that.
Mm-hmm.
So 2,300.
Deco was about.
Oh, the paint was more expensive than I thought.
Yeah, deco, paint, and little odds and ends for like the station tool holders. You replace those. I'm gonna say another 1,000 for that.
It was 1,000 between all that. How much were the photos?
Some of the photos were 60. Like the 3 small ones were 60. The large one was 160.
Mm-hmm.
The one you have to hang is 60. The small ones with 30 each by the shampoo bar.
Yeah, I still don't think you're at like 1,000 though, even with the small and odds and
with the plug and all that you had to get for each station.
Those weren't that expensive.
So say 800.
Oh, you're right. I did upgrade all the outlets though.
Yeah.
But and I actually bought the outlets. All right. If we add all that up.
Yeah.
You're right.
And then you have...
Because I bought the plates and the outlets themselves.
Yeah.
We shut down the electricity. She allowed us to do that.
Yeah, we went in on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't disturb anybody.
Because the outlets were just looking horrible.
Yeah.
And they were actually I was glad to see they were all wired correctly.
Yeah.
But they were all like soft and gushy and wobbly, and some of them didn't even hold a plug properly. They were just... It
was crazy.
They needed to be updated.
Yeah, and they were ugly.
Yeah.
And then back bar and supplies like that. Hot tools that I had to replace. That bill was, remember, because I texted you, that bill was $1,200.
Yeah, so we're at about 4,500 right there.
So I said, that's what I'm saying, 5,000.
Yeah, your instinct was correct then.
Yeah, about $5,000, and I've made 1,000 back so far.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
well,
it's trickling in.
These are startup costs, so I don't really.
All the advertisement, which I have no idea.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that next, but all these things are startup costs. I wouldn't really be concerned too much about how long it takes you to get it back, because in the long grand scheme of things, in the long term, they're just one-time startup costs.
I just want to gloat that I'm making money already and you're not.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear
But
that.
mine
And
is faster because I mean the hair industry, just like nursing, doctors, school, it's never going to go away.
it's also, this is your profession.
Yeah.
And while I would love to be able to have a profession that was in the arts and stuff like that and make what I make
Yeah.
at my full-time day job, I don't think that'll happen soon. So
Yeah.
probably not until retirement or so can I call this my profession.
My models came out beautiful. I've had a couple paying clients, and then I had my models so I can have photos of people in Florida, not just Maryland people.
Yeah, so let's talk about that in the context of advertising as well. Like
Yeah.
I have a massive advertising campaign going on right now, which is like 2 audio ads
Mhm.
and over Spotify and Audio Go,
Mhm.
right? And we also have Google ads. And when I say major for a small time business. So
Yeah.
we've committed a $600 spend to Spotify, $600 spend to Audio Go, and I'm trying to get to $1,000 by the end of June for Google, because if you do that, they give you a $1,000 credit, something like that.
Mhm.
Forget which way it is. It's either you spend $1,500 and get $1,000, or you spend $1,000 and get a $1,500 credit. I want to do that because those forms of digital advertising have been more productive for us than print advertising.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
these days, a lot of people just throw the print advertising out.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe the religious flyer I was thinking of advertising in, but the cost is so high. Like it's like $2,000 for the year.
I know. And every time we walk into church, I see those big stacks, and a lot of people don't take them.
Yeah, a lot of people don't take them.
I do.
They do release it online too, but like that $2,000, if we spent that in digital advertising, like I would love the idea that it helps the church, but it really only a portion of it does.
Yeah.
It's mainly the the people who are publishing the item. So so really that $2,000 it would just be better spent on Google ads and audio ads,
Yeah.
And it's already been productive.
Yeah, this morning, all of a sudden, I got an influx of people liking my page, and I had one booking this morning. So
And you had a booking last week that was purely Google. And
purely Google.
we talked about this before. Like, I don't like Groupon because it attracts the wrong crowd.
Mhm.
They're right. Their marketing is correct though. The advantage of Groupon to you as the business owner is that you don't have to spend the money on advertising to get their massive coverage of advertising footprint. Right? They're doing all the advertising for you, but then you've got to share the profit with them basically.
Right.
Because you're discounting your services so heavily.
Yeah.
The problem is that model makes sense financially. It doesn't make sense business-wise for you because it attracts the wrong clients.
I was going to say, yeah, it attracts the wrong clients. Me reaching out to our community and surrounding communities, I got a lot of feedback as to, why they had such regrowth and stuff like that. So I learned a little bit
You're
about
actually
Florida.
helping people as well.
Yeah.
You're just like helping people for free in our local community.
Yeah.
And people who call you with inquiries, you're genuinely wanting to help them. Whether they come to you or not, you're going to have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm learning from that, and they're learning.
Yeah. Let me just be clear on one thing before we leave the Groupon concept. I'm not saying everyone who uses Groupon is not your type of client. That's not what I'm saying. The numbers aren't in your favor. The vast majority of Groupon visitors you had, the people who came to you through Groupon, you did have a certain amount of them who stayed as clients.
I want to say a good 60-65% stayed with me.
I think it was less than that, actually.
No, I think it was a lot more. If I look in Mevo and
all right. Well, whatever it was, you I'd be surprised if it was 50% because you had an aversion towards Groupon and Groupon clients because so many of them would come in and they just would never be happy. They're trying to milk the system.
I had that one stalker.
Yeah.
Like for years. She's trying to tarnish my name for years, and I didn't even do her.
Right. Yeah.
And it was...
Oh, that was the one who purchased a Groupon from you, came in to use it unexpired at the old salon, had somebody do her hair bad, and then went to every business page you've owned since to try to put a negative review, even though you never touched her at all. Yeah,
she even said she came to Tough Love Salon, and I was like,
no, she didn't. But this is the point I'm making. Like, even if it was 50%, the frustration that the other 50% causes isn't worth it.
It's not worth it to me. And
they're always looking for a bargain. They're not looking for your skills and expertise. They're always looking for a bargain.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against people who are like that.
No,
it's just,
nothing against. I mean, nothing at all. Nothing against them at all. But I've been doing this way too long, and I have way too much experience to deal with nonsense at this point in my life. I'm not here for the nonsense. I'm here to do good hair, do good job, and let's keep it moving.
Right. You're a professional. Yeah, just like a tattoo artist or something, or
Yeah.
any other skilled profession or skilled artist. Like you're good at what you do, and you don't discount your services except for some special occasions and things like that.
Yeah.
I did want to talk to you, not that we need to talk about it on the podcast, but we haven't advertised a service member promotion. I think you still want to offer that, right? For people who are in the services.
Oh, yes.
Like emergency responders and military services.
Police officers, yes. Yeah. We haven't set that up yet. No.
But you do want to offer that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's an example of where you will discount your services.
Yeah.
Just because of,
what they've done.
Yeah. It's your way of contributing and helping.
Yeah.
Or like thanking them for the work that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, point being, Groupon isn't a great platform for us.
Yeah.
And I like
it worked when we used it, but we learned a lot from it. We don't want it back.
The frustrations aren't worth it. So I like that you're already getting some inquiries. I like that we're not using Groupon and proving to ourselves that just with good advertising techniques and strategies, you're able to bring in new clients in a market that you are a complete unknown. Nobody knows who you are in the Florida market.
No.
But these ads we have going are helping change that.
Yeah. Yeah. And the new photos that I've been posting, it's getting out there.
Media is so important. You can't just run an ad. You have to have the substance behind it.
I try to post every single day, except Saturday and Sunday. I mean, Saturdays I do post because I'm in the salon, so I'll post something. But Sunday, Monday, even Tuesday, I just want to, it's like so much on my mind when I'm working Wednesday through Saturday that I just need my brain to shut down for just.
Yeah.
And it really hasn't, because me and you are always like, let's make an ad. Let's do this. Let's voicemail, leave a voice. Like it's always a constant. So sometimes the downtime.
Oh, what you're saying is it's always me annoying you constantly to do these things because you're behind on them. Like Lisa, we can't, I'm spending $1,200 on advertising right now. They can't pick up the phone, try to call you and have a voicemail that's like Verizon's default.
I'm mentally exhausted by the time I get home from work. I am going to say this. Clients in Florida, they love to talk. Like there's no downtime, which I love because it makes the time go faster.
Yeah.
There's no.
Well, your sample size is small right now also, but yeah, it's been great.
It's been great. But I literally come home and I'm like, shut up.
Your point to that is that you're talking a lot all day and therefore you're mentally exhausted.
I'm checked out. And I don't have that airplane ride home to decompress.
Yeah.
I literally just drive home and that's not enough.
And there's Ray.
And then there's Ray.
And he wants to talk more.
Honey, we need to get this advertisement out. Yeah. We did it at what, 10:30?
Oh my God. I do not sound like that. You just made me sound like some weird, like Bart Simpson character. I'm going to take offense to that.
No. But we got it done. Anything else you want me to do? Because I think I've done
I think things are winding down now.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's just a matter of staying on top of the contacts.
Yeah.
I want you do need to keep the social media engine going. It can't just be something you focus on and it goes away. It just because that's your portfolio now.
Yeah.
That's your gallery.
Yeah.
When people want to go looking for stuff, you want them to find it there.
Yeah. Lisa, I need a photo from you. Alexa she did an amazing job taking those photos of me.
So I needed the photos for the audio ads too, because and for Google and all that. There is one more thing I need to do at the salon. Wow. No, it's an easy one. I need to find the 3D camera that I bought. Mm-hmm. The one that can do the full room panoramic view.
Oh, where is that?
Yeah, it's in one of the boxes from Tough Love Salon. But I need to take a couple panoramic view shots of your space.
Yeah.
So that I can post that on Google as well.
And you have my sign to do.
That's the laser printing startup stuff. Yeah, I don't want to come full circle because we're about to wrap up, but I did start realizing, we didn't really talk about this, but I'm going to be, because of part of what I'm doing is going to be under Cardillo's creations for like some of this laser printing and stuff like that. And I'm realizing like, well, if I'm going to need to do some of this stuff for you and for me and for other purposes, I might as well also set up an Etsy shop for miscellaneous things that I can do at my own pace for laser cutting and 3D printing.
Yeah.
So like if I've come up with a special design that I like for candle making, might as well sell it to people who are interested in buying it as well, right?
Now, when you say sell, it's like the blueprint?
Or
actually sell
the actual printed item. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could sell the 3D models as well, but I don't like that because it's really hard these days. There's no control once you let it out in the wild.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's your name behind it.
Yeah. Especially since when I do something, even if I take inspiration from somebody else, I'd spend a lot of time on like the finer little details and, engineering of it. And,
Yeah.
like,
You're very meticulous.
yeah. Well, for example, with these, the candle wick center holders,
Yeah.
a common problem is that jar manufacturers kind of vary from size to size. So I'm doing a special like tapering inside so that even if the jar is a little off, you'll still be able to use it. And if I use certain kind of materials that are a little bit even more stretchy, for example, then it'll almost be like a firm rubber top. It'll be good enough to hold the center, but even if the width of the jar varies, it's still completely usable. Nobody's doing anything like that right now. So it would be unique in the marketplace, and I think it might catch on.
Right.
But I'm not trying to make that my focus because that community is small.
Yeah.
So I can do that, I think, on the side and just run those little print jobs and maybe even make a longer, like expected production time type of thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be doing some stuff under Cardillo's Creations. And I think I was thinking about this as far as like the social media engine part of this. The production of things, I might as well record some of that and just put it online. Like low tech, I'm not like trying to make tutorial videos and stuff, but just some people enjoy watching somebody do stuff.
Yeah.
And explaining what they're doing, Yeah. So that could be interesting as well under Cardillo's Creations. And then the crossover I'll be using some of that stuff for the Cire Artistry candle business,
Yeah.
So it should be fun, crossover.
Yeah.
Well, that's our little catch up. I think things are going well for you more than me at this point. I feel completely stagnant and delayed, but I know that's not really the case, and some of it's not is out of my control. And I'm feeling good about getting some of these designs done. So I'm ready to go when the 3D printer comes, getting the workspace laid out. It looks kind of functional now.
Yeah, it's functional and it's nice and cool in the garage.
Yeah.
I'm liking where you're going with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So now it's a matter of getting all these boxes out of our hallway.
Oh, I did mine. Oh, I know. That was such a relief. I did my boxes.
I'm going to try to get the wax melter set up soon, but I think I'm going to design my own 3D printed base for that.
Yeah.
Some people use cinder blocks. I don't want to put a cinder block on a...
That might have been... Me moving my boxes might have been pushed my healing back a month.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing that happened. I didn't want to mention if you didn't want to mention, but yeah. Yeah, your healing has been now delayed a month.
Literally the next day I went to the doctor.
Lisa had to have another stitch put in after her procedure. So.
Yeah, and I think it was the day after I did all those boxes.
Yeah. See? And you blamed me.
And I did. I blamed you.
Right?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Why did I blame you? It was because we were moving things in the garage. I thought it was that, but it wasn't that at all.
I think because you were full of anger.
No, I wasn't.
And you needed an outlet. And whenever that happens, I'm the receptor of that.
You are. I'm not going to lie. You are. I feel bad for you. But
I can't say that I haven't been guilty of doing the same sometimes.
So.
All right. Well, that's all we have for this episode, guys. Yep. If you enjoyed this episode, please
like, share, and subscribe. Have a good day, guys. Bye.
Bye.